Hi gardening friends, this is Lark and I am in Wisconsin, Zone 5, and I'd like to give you an update on my bog garden down in my wooded area, and it's containers, mostly containers. My cucumbers, I tell you, they're not looking good. I'm getting a few cucumbers, so lucky I have the garden up on the west side of the house. These here have the blight or whatever cucumbers get. I look for beetles on here and I can't find them. I can't find eggs. But where I do find the cucumber beetle is in my pumpkin patch, which is right over here. And where I've been finding them is in the flower. So they're pollinating the flowers, yes, but they're the striped cucumber beetle. So I'm not happy about it, but lucky I have other cucumbers. So I keep watering these. I keep comfrey teaing them and worm teaing them so I get some cucumber. This is my, what is it, a trellis. Maybe you've seen it on other videos that I made from, this is hog fencing or cattle fencing. And they were throwing it out at the dump, so I brought it home. Arched it over. It's about 5 feet or so. I can walk under it, so it must be at least 5 feet. And here's my beans. These are Kentucky Wonder. And they're doing okay. Pretty darned good. I've been freezing beans. And it's nice picking them under here because it's shaded. They're not my favorite anymore. I like Vortex, but I am growing these here. The Japanese beetles haven't been hitting these as hard as the Vortex. I'm growing them in containers, the cucumbers and the beans. I am also growing cucumbers in the Rubbermaid totes, the large ones. And this is that Japanese soyo, the long one. But again, it has the blight that it gets from the cucumber beetle. But it gives me extra. My long asparagus beans, some of them you call them, and yard long bean. Not a favorite tasting, but I like it. I still like it. And Japanese beetles do not like this plant at all. They don't eat it at all. Squash plant in my fire pit, I'm getting some squash off. Definitely enough for Dave and I and sharing. But the zucchini plant, that's not squash, that's zucchini, that is over here in the bog. I can't keep up with eating the zucchini. I tell you, oh, there's a huge one on there. I have to pick that. I'm freezing zucchini in 1 cup shredded section so I can use it this winter. Okay, comfrey tea. I am stirring it and it looks yucky, but that's what I'm fertilizing with about weekly. So let's go look at my tomatoes, which are a mistake. I have made a mistake on planting and towering these. I had one go over, and I'm sure these others are going to go over, so I might as well tilt them towards the fence. Not enough of the bottom wire is in the ground, only about 8 inches or so, which isn't enough to hold a 7-foot tomato. So the wind is going to take it over. So next year I'm going to TP them with twigs and insert the twig on the outside, or sapling, on the outside of the container and make a TP and go down pretty deep, maybe 1 foot, 18 inches, and then tie it off. Morning glories haven't started to flower down here, but you can see this one's tilted. This tomato, this is Polish linguiça, so I'm going to have to work on that today because if we get a wind, it's going to snap it. Red noodle bean. Again, this is a novelty. My grandkids love coming down here and picking them, and they eat them. So that's a good thing. And this one here must be full of more antioxidants because of the coloring on it. And again, the Japanese beetles don't seem to mind or don't seem to like this one at all. My jalapeno peppers. If I don't need these peppers right away, should I wait until they're red? Because when I see them in the store, they're green. But I heard some of you talk about letting them ripen to red. What are the benefits of letting them ripen to red? Now this tomato went over, so it's leaning on the fence. This is an Amish paste, and luckily it didn't snap. It's doing fine. So far, so good. I have perilla back there over the fence and in the bog, and it's liking it. If you haven't tried perilla, it's really good. This one here is the burgundy leafed one and tastes good in salads. Pumpkin vine meandering all over, and I buried some of the stem hoping that it gets a little healthier because I had squash vine borer. I ripped like about 3-4 borers out of the stem. But I have a couple pumpkins on here. I have pumpkin plants over at Mom's across the street, and they're doing good. Found a borer over there, but it recouped real fast. She gets full sun. My pepper plant. Now that the tomato has gone over, it's getting more light. And maybe I will get some full-size bell peppers. I have yellow down here, green, and red is up in the west garden. So I have Amish paste Polish languisa. Let's see if I can see a nice size Polish languisa. They're not red yet, so they are a weird shape. If you've ever, here's one down here. Can you see that? Weird shape, but very good, very meaty. And then I don't like this one. This is super beefsteak, I think. We'll see what it tastes like. It's really lumpy and a lot of cat facing, which I read is too wet, too dry, too cold, too hot. It like covers all the bases and telling you why you have it. So I don't know if I'll grow that one again. A lot of basil down here, and I've been freezing it. And my celery. I have celery. Oh, I have a lot of celery. Way too much, but it's an experiment. I won't plant so much next year. I'm trying to let it get more white on the bottom by covering it. But then, look, can you see that? Look. See how it's getting that rust on it? And it gets bugs too. It's very dirty. Oh yeah, look at the pill bugs in there. What am I doing? What a waste, huh? All my time. They like this. They like the dampness. Slugs, pill bugs. Oh well. Probably if I didn't cover it. And that's another experiment. Some of them I didn't cover. So, oh, this one still has some damage. It looks like slug damage. So how do they grow them organically that they look so pretty in the organic store? I'm certainly not having luck. There's a few herbs I'm also planting or harvesting down here. And one is mint. And that's over in the bog area of my compost pile. And another is purslane and plantain. So thanks for tuning in, you guys. I really appreciate it. That's my potatoes there. So take care. and bye-bye.